this is the right time of year for you to set goals. If you know that you need to set goals, then you need to listen to this episode because we're going to break this down and make it really simple for you. But here are some bullet points to do. All right. Number one, I said, set aside a couple of hours. Whatever date works for you, make sure you block that time because guess what? It's going to get chewed up. Your calendar is going to disappear. If you're like, I'll get to it when I get to it, you won't, right? So you have to block off that time. All right. Now here's what you're going to do. First thing is you're going to review. You're going to look back on the year. You've got to look back and say, okay, what goals did I set? Like if you have written goals, take a look at those, evaluate yourself. How did you do on those? Review your journal entries. Another thing I like to do, not only looking back at my goals and my what I call micro goals from the prior year, as well as my journal entries, I like to flip back through my photo album. Just like pick up my phone, scroll back through the pictures from the past year. You'll see successes that you've had and failures maybe that you've had, and you'll see it'll just bring the whole year back to life right in front of you. So scrolling through any pictures that you've taken over the past year, you might even want to pull up your calendar and just kind of scroll month by month, kind of look through the year, starting from January, going the whole way through the year. What trips did I take? Business trips, what vacations did I take? What were the things that were filling up my calendar day to day? Scroll back through your year, right? Any way you can look back through your year, you're doing this look back to figure out what were the things that went well, what did not go well, right? So that's the first thing is you spend some time just reading and reviewing the year that just passed, right? So you might want to spend a good 30 minutes on this. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to journal, right? Set aside a good half an hour for this journaling and ask yourself questions like this. I'm going to give you a list of questions. These will be in the action plan. Go to jimharshawjr.com/action. These questions will be listed in the action plan so you can download this, print this out, have this with you whenever you're doing this session. Simple questions. What worked? Like what worked? What went well? What didn't work? What didn't go well? Where did I fail? Where did I succeed? What were my wins? What were my losses? What did I struggle with? What did I try to do but didn't succeed at? What did I learn from successes or failures? If I could go back and do it again, what would I do differently? If I could go back and talk to myself on December 31st last year, what would I tell myself? Also, do some journaling on the next year. What do you want your year to look like a year from now? What do I want to be saying a year from now? Where do I want to be in the different areas of my life? And we always set goals in my coaching program in relationships, self, health, and wealth. Those are the four categories. Relationships, pretty self-explanatory. Self, that's growth or impact or fun. Okay. Personal growth and development, learning new skills, new hobbies. Impact would be philanthropy or volunteering or fun, just things that are fun for you. That's the self category. Health is not only physical health, but mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. And then last is wealth. Wealth is also career, right? Professional goals, etc. So these are the four areas. What do you want your life to look like in 1 year? What do you want it to look like in 5 years? What do you want it to look like in 10 years? Then you have to plan for hiccups. What could happen this year to try to derail you? So that whenever you get there, whenever things like that happen, you're not only mentally aware, mentally prepared. Hey, I knew this was part of the plan. I knew this could happen along the way. So I'm mentally prepared and I can handle this. But also when you start thinking about, what could go wrong, you have to have a plan for follow through, regardless of whether or not these things happen, right? So here's the single most helpful thing that you can do to have a plan for follow through. Once a month, come back and review your goals. Add micro goals. I call these micro goals. These are smaller goals. They're going to move you towards that larger goal. Every month, if you set those micro goals, you have a smaller, more tangible thing to attack. So this is the plan. Again, if you want to do this, make sure you get the action plan. Go to jimharshawjr.com/action.